Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Back for what seems like our daily update. Coach Prime, the Colorado Buffaloes, continuing to gain some momentum in the transfer portal, landing one of the more coveted defensive linemen that was available in the portal, and Samuel Okunlola coming over from Pitt. And I mean, just looking at the offer list Sam Okunlola had coming in the transfer portal, I mean, Texas A&M offered, Ole Miss, Missouri, Florida State, USC, a laundry list of Power 5 schools and top Power 5 schools at that wanted the services of Samuel Okunlola, and the fact that he's taken his talents to Boulder, Colorado. One, just again, continuing to show the attraction that Coach Prime and this Colorado program have, but more importantly for Colorado fans, we've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks, continuing to stockpile depth and talent along the line of scrimmage. 2 weekends ago, it was for the offensive line. This week has been much more focused on the defense. And Coach Prime, I mean, this team, from a physicality standpoint along the line of scrimmage, is just going to look and it's going to feel different in 2024. I want to get into Samuel Okunlola, what he brings to the table for this Colorado program. Before we do, just want to say thank you to you guys. And many of you all know I've had a blast covering this program and kind of just evaluating the roster moves that you're seeing in the offseason through the transfer portal. The amount of support you guys have shown has been absolutely amazing. Cannot thank you guys enough for all the support. If y'all do enjoy the updates, consider subscribing to the channel. We got signing day tomorrow. I think we got a lot more news to talk about with this Coach Prime program. Appreciate y'all rocking with the fellas. And without further ado, let's get into Samuel Okunlola. And the first thing that I want to point out that I feel like gets lost in the conversation of the transfer portal is the ability to get guys that have multiple years of eligibility remaining, right? Yes, it's important for Colorado to win in 2024. We're confident they're going to do so. But Coach Prime is here for the long haul, and he wants to continue to build this program out. And yes, it's great to get graduate transfers who have one more year of eligibility and are going to help this team win games in 2024. But it feels even better when you get a guy like Samuel Okunlola, who's only going to be a redshirt sophomore next year, only going into year 3 at the college football level. If you're a Colorado fan, one, you're excited to get Samuel Okunlola for a long time there. And more importantly, the development that you could see. I mean, this was a guy that had 6 tackles for loss, 5 sacks in his second year of college football, proven at the Power 5 level. What is that going to look like when he gets to year 4 or year 5? That's probably what you're most excited for. The second thing that I think you're most excited for, one, is just another proven guy on that defensive line, and a conversation that we've had plenty. Like the difference between the players that Colorado is bringing in the transfer portal this year as opposed to last, it just feels different. A lot of these guys, one, were very sought after in the transfer portal, and two, have had a lot of Power 5 experience, and Samuel Okunlola checks that box off. And we said it going back 12 months ago. If this team starts winning some games, and I know it was short of Coach Prime's expectations, but anyone with 2 eyes saw the improvement that this Colorado program made in only 1 year of Coach Prime being in Boulder. When they start winning some games and they start showing players at the college football level, at the high school level, that this ship is going in the right direction, that gravitational pull gets a little stronger. And I think you're seeing that here with just a higher quality of players that are coming in. And the second thing that I love most about Samuel Okunlola, and I've gotten into his film a little bit because this was a guy that was pretty sought after in the transfer portal, really strong hands. He wins at the point of attack. And the same thing that we talked about with Chidozie Nwankwo coming over from Houston, very similar applies to Samuel Okunlola. He wins at the point of attack, specifically in the run game. Average depth of tackle on run plays at Pitt, 1.3 yards down the field. For an edge defender, that's a phenomenal number. And what does that tell you? He is winning at the point of attack. He's stacking, shedding blocks, and making his plays along the line of scrimmage. The biggest problem we saw with this Colorado defense, specifically in that front seven, is they were just getting moved off the ball. Like teams like Oregon could just kind of push them around and kind of have their way up front. And you saw it kind of get reflected in opponents' yards per carry. This is going to look different. Guys like Chidozie Nwankwo, guys like Samuel Okunlola, they are going to change how Colorado is playing defense. They're more physical. They're going to be better against the run. And when you're better against the run and you force teams in those third and long situations, that's when it gets a lot easier to play defense. When you're out of those 3rd and 2 situations, when teams can run the football on 1st and 2nd down and kind of consistently stay on schedule, you can't get that creative with your defense. If you win on 1st and 2nd down, you stop the run on 1st and 2nd down, that's when you start having the advantage and you can start bringing pressures. You can start bringing different looks. And a guy like Samuel Okunlola, Chidozie Nwankwo, those are guys that are going to help you do that in a meaningful way. Another thing I want to talk about, and this is just for Colorado fans to keep an eyeball out for. His little brother from the 2023 class is a 5-star offensive tackle. And we've talked about this. Colorado continuing to try to bolster up the trenches. Samson Okunlola, he's going to be a phenomenal football player. Redshirt, didn't play much as a freshman at the Miami Hurricanes. I'm just saying, keep this in the back of your head. We see a lot of Power 5 guys, especially at the offensive tackle position, hit the transfer portal. If Samson Okunlola finds himself in the transfer portal, and I'm not saying he will, I have no reason to sit up here and say that, that would put you in a good spot to land Samson Okunlola. And that's not me trying to take away from what Samuel brings, because this is a very good football player. But fast forward 6 months after spring ball, and Samson Okunlola maybe says, hey, I don't know if I'm going to play year 2. I might want to go find a place where I can play year 2. Well, guess what? Colorado, I know they brought in Jordan Seaton. They might have another starting spot at the other tackle spot that could be available for a guy that goes by Pancake Honcho. Again, not saying I have any intel or any reason to believe Samson will be hitting the transfer portal, but if he does, that 100% puts Colorado in a good spot to land a guy like Samson coming over from the Miami Hurricanes. Another good get for the Hurricanes, and the thing you keep saying, and this is the #1 transfer portal class that we see, quality football players, guys that have played a lot at the Power 5 level. It feels different, the quality of guys. If you're a Colorado fan, like, you are very excited about the product you're going to see on the field, specifically along the line of scrimmage that you're going to see in 2024. Appreciate you guys rocking with the boys again. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.